All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm just going to verify that we are officially going live inside the group. And as you guys join, as always, pop in the chat and say hello. I'm really excited for today's training because we are joined by a super special guest, Sophie Shepherd, who has been one of my longest time clients, and really excited to share her story and a little bit of what she's up to in her business, because she's been just skyrocketing ever since day one. So I see a lot of people joining on hello. Drop in the comments to let us know that you are here. And we're going to dive in. So Sophie, why don't you do a little quick intro about yourself? Tell us who you are and what you do.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited to be here too. Always, it's fun to talk to you. And hello, everyone. I can't see you, but hi. So I'm Sophie Shepherd. I'm the founder of She Talks Health, which is a health coaching company. And I work specifically with women who are dealing with menstrual cycle issues, anxiety problems, and digestive function problems. So I'm kind of incorporating all three, and I do that through a model that I learned similar to Kristin, the FDN model. So I'm a functional diagnostic nutrition coach, and right now I'm doing a lot of one-on-one and group programs, and next year I'm hoping to grow my business into being a full-fledged health coaching business with multiple health coaches underneath me. So it's a really exciting time, and I just love what I do every day. So
you totally do it. It shows through in all of your content, which I love.
Yes. Well, that was stuff that Kristin taught me how to do too.
Well, so let's kind of go into the backstory. So talk a little bit about where you were prior to us working together. Like, what were your revenue numbers like? What were your price points? What was your day-to-day like?
Okay, let's start with the revenue, because this is a really funny story. So I'm sure that if you guys are in the free Facebook group, you might also relate to this. Later this, or I guess maybe 2 months ago, Kristin, I think I sent Kristin an email being like, oh my gosh, I found my old rates for what I used to charge. And I was charging $300 for 3 sessions, and it was totally per session. And so I have no idea what I was actually making, because I had 4 jobs. I was trying to do my health coaching through IIN. I was trying to go back to school through FDN while running my business. I was working as I quit my corporate job and I was freelancing for them, which was really the only thing that was actually paying my bills. I mean, health coaching, I was not making any money. And so I don't even know. I think maybe I made 20 grand, maybe, if I'm lucky, before I met you. What were the other questions about the past?
And what your day-to-day was like, by managing all that stuff and having all that going on.
It was scary. I was so burnt out last year. I couldn't even see straight, because I would be oh, I have a client session. Oh wait, no, I have to hop on this call for this corporate client that I have. It was just, or I'd have to travel for those corporate clients. It was an event planning company. So I would be okay, well, I'm just going to stop my business for 4 days and come back to it. Also, I had no idea what my niche was at all. I was just kind of helping everybody and anyone. So I just basically graduated from health coaching school and wanted to help people. I didn't know how to run a business or how to attract the right people. So I was getting all these nightmare clients that were just draining all my time, and they weren't even paying me well. So I was just completely burnt out, and I honestly just thought I was going to quit, which was really sad, because I'm so passionate about what I do, but I just couldn't figure out how I could make it financially work for me and also emotionally work for me. With attracting the clients that I was attracting at the time. So it was a nightmare, in short. It
feels like ages ago that you and I were talking about you still doing the event planning business, but right? It feels years ago.
It really wasn't, though, because I'm pretty sure the first time we talked about me quitting was a year ago, last November, and I was still afraid. And then I think going into 2020, that's when I said no. I kept saying no and no and no, and I fully committed. Because also I had paid you. I was okay, I just paid Kristin and this other coach to help me with my personal life and my business life. And how am I going to then not give it my all? That's not going to net in what I just invested. So yeah, that was a big shift for me. It was scary though. It's really scary.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, I talk a lot about this too. I made the shift too when I was, full-time health coaching. I had this other marketing agency that I was running, and it took me forever to finally get up the nerve to give it up. The second that I did, number one, I didn't even notice the revenue was gone because I had much more time to focus on building the thing that I actually wanted to be doing. And it was just like my absolute passion, and it just showed through. And I've seen the same thing happen for you. And I think, I've had a lot of conversations with everyone inside this group, and a lot of people still, do have a part-time or full-time job, and it's kind of scary to think about releasing it. So it's probably helpful for a couple of them to hear you kind of talk about your journey. And it wasn't that you like ripped the Band-Aid off on day one, right? And like you put yourself into that like full-on, scarcity mode, but like you transitioned really smartly into it, I think.
Well, and you know what, actually, to speak into it and to call myself out a little bit, I kind of did do that, like before I met Kristin. So what happened was I had put myself through FDN while I was doing this corporate event planning as a staff, employed, benefits, everything. And then I basically was like, okay, I got my bonus and I couldn't stand being there. So I quit, but they loved me for the skill set I had. So they kept asking me back. And so I ended up like kind of ripping the Band-Aid off, but then like having an accidental safety net. And like, thank goodness I actually had that for that first year. And then when I met you and we started implementing the things, when I walked away fully, it was a very intentional decision. Like, I can really stand on my own 2 feet now with this business, and I don't need this anymore.
Right.
And that was huge because it gave me confidence to walk away.
Yeah, I love that. And it was so beautiful to watch you to do that too. Cool. So, since we've been working together, it's just been amazing to see you just like literally skyrocket, like not like this, but like this with everything you've been doing. So I'd love to hear like what were some of the big shifts for you in the last, year and a half that have helped you to really step into, your value with your price, to step into making the sales that you're doing, to build the team that you have. Like, what were some of the biggest things that stand out for you there?
Yeah. There's so much, right? Because for me personally, I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. I hope you can. Otherwise, I'll be out here by myself talking about this. But I had a lot of money mindset issues, which I know is like a buzz phrase now in, coaching world. But I really did. Like, I had lived through a bankruptcy with my parents. So I had like a lot of fear around charging more money than I was charging, which, as I'll remind you, was $300 for 3 sessions, which isn't going to get anyone anywhere, including me. And so I really resisted it. I resisted niching. I resisted charging more. But the biggest shift was actually, the first big shift was actually I went to Kristin's house in Massachusetts, and we had this like half-day intensive training where she helped me to figure out what I was capable of charging, which at the time I was not willing to charge anything higher than $2,250. I was like, that's so much money, I can't. But then in that same day, we figured out who did I want to serve. And so she helped me to figure out who I wanted to serve and then how I wanted to serve them in like what was my program. And as I developed my program and I started to work with clients, I realized the transformation they were getting from working with me. And it was much bigger than like learning how to eat kale, right? Or whatever. It's like life changing. And so when you talk about the fact that you're changing someone's life trajectory, you're changing how they interact with their kids, what kind of jobs they can go for, all these things, these monumental things that we get to do as health coaches. Like, we get to do that as a health coach. Hello. That was like the big mind blowing experience. And so then I started feeling, I guess I can charge a little more for that. And I started to kind of heal any wounds I had around my worth and my money issues. And in all fairness, I was also working with an amazing coach, Ani, on that stuff, because I had a lot of like my personal stuff was showing up in my business. But Kristin and Ani were like the dream team for me, because Kristin was helping me like translate what Ani was helping me break through into like actionable steps to move the business forward. And so once those breakthroughs came through, also the other big thing was starting to talk to that woman, starting to really think, what is this woman going through? Like, what's happening in her day, and start to cater some of my content towards that. And when I did that, that's when Kristin talks a lot about, what do you talk? It's like you're going up the hill, and then at some point you like, you get over the hump. Yeah. And so I feel like that was like the missing step, because I just organically started having conversations with people and started marketing towards them in my Instagram copy. And people were coming to me saying, I feel like you were talking directly to me. And that was really cool. And that's still happening. And that's when I know, oh my gosh, I'm lit up because I know I can help this woman.
Yeah.
And she's finding herself in me, and she can see the possibility. And then when you can get someone to see the possibility, you can enroll them into their future vision of themselves and their health. And that's where the magic is.
Yeah. I remember the first time that you came to me and you were like, somebody commented on my post and said that they feel like I was speaking right to them. This is crazy. It works. And I was like, of course it works. Congratulations.
It's kind of like blindly following Kristin because she had so much success, but I hadn't seen it like in a person that I hadn't paid to like it's not my mom liking my post, it's like someone out there in the world seeing this and it's helping them.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. And I loved it. I still remember, I literally remember that look on your face when we were doing that intensive at my house. And when we landed on your niche, because I remember you were just all over the place and you were like, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I stay a generalist? And we kind of talked about narrowing it in, and that your passion really was helping women with their menstrual health. And I just saw this glow in your face come out. And I can't explain it, but I just remember it. And I've just seen it ever since. I mean, especially when we're having conversations like this, or when you're talking about being on sales calls with people or closing people, it's all the same. It's the same look in you.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's awesome to talk about it, because it just, every time I just get lit up that this is the group of people that I get to serve every day and the results that they're getting. And I honestly think about the fact that there's been so many times where I wanted to give up, and if I didn't have you, I would have. I mean, there was definitely many moments going up the hill where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But Kristin was always there for me, to help me. You do want to do this. It's just a hard day.
Yeah. I mean, I never sugarcoat it for anyone. Business is hard. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever go through in your life, starting your own business. And like you alluded to earlier, it's all of our personal stuff, whether it's money issues, childhood traumas, things with our mom growing up, whatever, right? Those all come into our business. And it's your business can be one of the biggest teachers in your life, because if you choose to lean into it versus being this is too hard, I don't want to go there, that's where you really have that development. And that's why I love that you also had another coach on the personal side of things to kind of help you to break through that. And a lot of my other clients who, that's also important to them, will do that too. And that's where we see massive momentum. But either way, it's being aware of what comes up for you during that journey and staying committed to your vision and that mission along the way, even when times get tough, is super huge, right? And that's the same for me too. It's growing this business, this is my third business now, but every business is challenging, right? It always brings up your stuff. And there's days where I want to throw in the towel, but I don't, because it's stories like yours and all the clients I've worked with that, would have given up on what they're doing and hidden their gift. And you've given so many people your gift, whether it's through just following you on Instagram or them actually getting to work with you or being in your group programs, that wouldn't have gotten that help if you gave up. And I just love taking a powerful stand for you guys. And that's one of the reasons I got into doing this, is because I want you to share your gift and help the world, get healthier. So
yeah, we all need coaches. I mean, that's the thing. Coaches need coaches,
Yeah.
We're trying to enroll somebody to be in our programs. I need somebody to help me. I'm already very clear that I'm going to reinvest with Kristin next year, because I have to. I can't do this by myself. This just. So, I mean, yeah, having your support has been I just wouldn't have gotten here, period. I would have given up for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would have hated that for you. So talk about where you are at now. I know that you and I were talking about you've, since then you've been at consistent 7 to 10K months. You even hit 16K during the pandemic, April timeframe, right? That was insanely awesome. You have a team now. So talk to us a little bit about how it feels day in the life in your business now.
So a day in the life of my business now is I know kind of exactly what I'm doing each day of the week. So not to go through my entire week, but I know that there's times when I'm creating content. There's times when I'm meeting internally with my team. And there's times when I'm reaching out to people on Instagram, connecting, creating collaborations with other brands that give my brand exposure. I have a podcast now. So that was a really huge thing that came. And so I dedicate time to creating content there. And that's been a really beautiful way to express myself and to have a safe place for people to learn information. A lot of people, when they sign up to work with me, tell me that they've listened to my podcast and they really related to that as well. So I have right now, and then I have my kind of like my sales days and my client days. Like Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm basically like outward focused, more like sales calls and like client needs and stuff. So first of all, there's no other business involved. So there's no other, I know I have 4 other jobs. It's great. And I have an online business manager, an OBM, and she helps like manage my whole schedule and like all the systems and processes in my business. Like I have a virtual assistant who is just for like client experience. So she deals with ordering all my labs, tracking all my labs, scheduling and rescheduling clients. And then I have Sammy Hobbs, who is my incredible designer and photographer and social media brand expert. So she handles like, I will create the content and she will make it look really good, because that's something else that I really learned very quickly I had to invest in, was since I am not a designer and I don't want to spend time doing things that are not like high leverage actions, I basically had to, for me to like, it was hard. This is a really big shift, I think, too, that I think a lot of people go through is, I'm going to pay somebody, but I'm not sure about my income yet. But I know that if I pay them, I'm not going to be wasting my time doing something that I'm not good at. That was really hard for me, but I did it. And it's been a game changer because, unfortunately or fortunately, so if you're doing organic outreach on social media, people pay attention to what they see. And so I needed and also like the bigger thing with investing in that was also just like having a brand identity, really strong behind a brand. And so I have them and they help me make all the magic happen. And hopefully there'll be some more hires this coming year. And then I have my group program. So most weeks out of the year now coming this year I've partnered with another health coach who's also in Kristin's program, Kylene, and we have a group program that supports gut and hormone health. And so I'm doing that a lot as well. And then, I've got big plans for 2021. So who knows?
It's amazing. I love it. And if you guys have questions.
And the nights off.
And what?
I take weekends and nights off now, which I did before.
That's non-negotiable in my programs. You have to take time off.
Yeah.
Cool. And if you guys have questions for Sophie as we go along, I'm paying attention to the chat here. So if you guys have questions, please pop them in the chat. But what I want to point out is that, like, coming into this and building her health coaching business, like Sophie didn't have any particular marketing training or sales training, or she wasn't an entrepreneur prior to this. Like, she had been in business, right? She had been working for other companies, but like none of this was her forte, right? But like she was committed to her vision, and she just, knew that if she wanted to go all in, she was going to go all in. And she did, and she made it happen. Like, she learned marketing, she learned how to write, she learned how to engage with her audience, she learned how to do sales, she learned how to hire and manage a team. Like, all of these things can be learned. You don't have to, be a natural born copywriter or be an expert salesperson to be successful at what you do. So the reason I say that is because I know for a lot of you too, like, you may be in a similar position as Sophie, where you're like, can I really make this work? Like, I don't have X, Y, Z skills. Like, that's okay. Like, all of this can be learned, if you lean in and get that support. So I just wanted to share that. Like, it's just so amazing to see you really leaned into that and got that level of support and those breakthroughs for yourself.
Yeah, so true. So I really didn't, you guys. I didn't have any of these trainings at all. And that was like so naive of me. I think about it now in terms of like, oh, I'm just going to start my business. And I invested all this money to learn how to be a health coach, but I didn't realize I had to like invest in learning how to run a business.
Right.
Yeah, it's different. It's different now for sure. I learned a lot this year.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point. It's like the health coach certification schools specialize in teaching you how to be a certified health coach or health and wellness practitioner, but they're not experts at building a business. And in my opinion, they shouldn't be, because like, I believe that like every business or coach or specialist should stay in their zone. Like, a health coaching school that doesn't know how to teach how to build a business shouldn't be doing that, and vice versa. Like, I don't teach health coaching. I don't teach health and wellness inside my program. Even though I know it really well, I want to stay in my zone of teaching business. So it's like just as important as it is to invest in your health certification, you also, have to then invest in getting that support for your business.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So as we wrap up here, I know that you have some really big plans for January 22. You told me yesterday that your goal is to make 22K in January. So tell everyone a little bit about some of the big initiatives that you have that you're implementing to make that happen.
Okay, so big thing was that we had a really huge breakthrough call on our mastermind accelerator that Kristin runs, and I'm in that small group. And we talked about like goals and objectives, and then strategies and actions. And so what I realized was a big thing I was doing was I was just kind of always in action and always busying myself, and not really like thinking about what kind of strategy I was implementing in terms of getting to the ultimate goal, right? So I backlogged that, and this was through Kristin and her, but through the process. Oh, wait, are you still there? You just froze a little second.
Yeah, we broke up for a second. I think we're back.
We're back. But through that process, I made some realizations, which was that I kind of last year was just learning everything that Kristin was teaching me, and I didn't really have like a systemized plan. And now I have a plan. So I'm super excited. So here's the plan. I launched Empower Her, which is the 12-week gut hormone program with Kylene Terhune. And so we're going to run that 3 times. And that means that there's going to be 3 months of the year that we're in launch mode, which means that I'm not going to be focused on individual sales as much during that time. I'm really going to be focusing all my efforts into getting people enrolled into this group program. Our group program is priced at a point where if we get to 20 people in it, we would both be able to make over $20,000 each. So that's why January is set at 22, because our goal is 20 people and our program is set a little bit over $2,000. So we're hoping that we are going to be able to enroll that many people. We were able to enroll 10 last time, and that was our first time. So we're hoping we can double that. If not, that's okay. Goals are goals, and that doesn't always happen. But yeah, so basically my plan for the whole year in terms of revenue is all about getting in front of people, getting on podcasts, like doing my own podcast, being authentic on Instagram, enrolling people that way, using the comments to client system that Kristin has given us, where we just are working with people in Instagram DMs, and then really just powerfully standing for them, whether it be one-on-one or in the group. And the other way that I'm going to be generating some know, like, and trust factor is going to be doing workshops. So the workshops are going to be like maybe $27, $47, not a lot of money, and it's not really to make money. Oops. It says I'm still live, but I think I lost Kristin, so I'm not sure if it's still live or not. Let's see.
Oh goodness, we got cut out there.
I know, right. It's weird.
I think we're back.
Okay, great. So the final piece is that I'm going to be implementing some new strategy around doing these workshops, and workshops are going to be really fun for me. So I'm excited to dive deep into a topic and get somebody into the buying mode with me and getting them into onto my mailing list. So basically, instead of just kind of trying a million things at once, I'm really focusing my efforts into strategic ways I know have worked in the past, which has been Instagram, podcasting, and anytime basically that I'm on video. So that's kind of the growth strategy. And also I think just doubling down on sales and getting very clear on, what my close rate is and how many people I can actually serve, as opposed to I just need all the sales and all the time. And no, I don't. These are the numbers I actually have to hit in order to be profitable, as opposed to being in fear that I'm not making that revenue or not even knowing what that revenue is. So this year's a lot about implementation and also tracking and analytics around that. And I'm confident that we'll be able to grow the business even bigger, double our revenue, and hopefully be able to start hiring some junior coaches to help with the hopeful onslaught of new women that need help with their menstrual health. So
yes. I love it. It's so exciting. And I think what you said earlier is just so true. It's like, you have to be clear on your plan in order to hit it. Like one of the biggest reasons why I see people not hitting the sales or revenue or client numbers that they want is because they're just not clear on that. And if that's you, if any of you are there watching, if you're like, I don't know why I don't have the revenue, I don't know why I don't have the following count, I don't know why I don't have the client numbers. Are you clear on your plan? Are you clear on your goals? Are you clear on what you want? And then are you clear on how you're actually going to get there? And if the answer is no, then it's clarity that's actually blocking your progress. Because if you don't know what you need to do to get certain numbers, then you're not going to hit it, right? It's just the way that it works. And I used to be in marketing analytics for a while. I used to track all sorts of numbers. So like, this is kind of like my background too. And I just know, like, even though numbers kind of suck and I honestly hate numbers, like you have to befriend them. You have to know how to work them, right? And how to just be powerful enough with them so that you can work together and really get to where you want to go. So I'm glad that was really helpful for you. I loved our accelerator training where we went through that whole process, and I'm glad that was so helpful for you.
Yeah, it was so helpful, and I'm excited. I'm just excited for the new year because I just see endless possibility. And now if I see a shiny red ball, I know that I can like put that into a little box and it'll be there when I'm done with my plan, if my plan doesn't work.
The shiny red balls will always be there whenever you need to pull them out of the bucket.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. We have some good comments and chats coming in. I'd love to hear you guys as we wrap up here. What's your number one takeaway? I'd love to hear in the chat, in the comments, number one takeaway from something that you've learned about Sophie, whether it's like a mindset shift that she had, something that she's doing in her business, so that I can just see what's resonating with you guys. But as we wrap up, Sophie, I'd love to hear, like, if you were to give a health coach, one piece of advice in terms of like, getting unstuck where they are in their business, and it doesn't have to be hiring me, by the way, but like one tip that you have for them, what comes to mind?
One. Okay, so my one tip is that if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. And that includes all of the potential people you interact with and all the potential clients. So I guess the advice is like, figure out a way that you can believe in yourself, whether that be through hiring a coach to help you, having a good support system, or going deep and uncovering why you don't believe in yourself in the first place. And know that that is an ongoing process. Like I still deal with that. Like I still deal with the not enoughness or all the second guessing thoughts. But as you grow into this business, you're going to start to see how much you are changing people's lives, and you have to write those down and you have to celebrate those wins. So definitely like lean into believing in yourself. It starts there. If you don't have that, you can't build the rest.
I love that. Yeah, like you have to believe in it, even if like it feels like a stretch to believe in yourself, or it feels like a stretch to know that like you're on the right path. It all starts with you. Your clients have to feel that from you. Your coaches have to feel that from you, right? Like if I am on the phone with somebody who wants to work with me and I don't feel like they even really want this, then I don't know if I can help them. Like you have to want that help, and you have to want that vision that you say in your business. So I love that. Thanks for sharing. Awesome, you guys. Yeah. Well, there's been so many people that have popped on here. I love to see you guys all. Thanks for sharing in the chat. So if you guys do want to explore what it'd look like to work with me and to get on the similar path like Sophie is, send me a DM. This is my last week in the office for the holidays, because I'm taking 2 full weeks off for Christmas and New Year's, which I'm so excited about. So I have a couple more spots left open for sales calls if you do want to chat about what it'd be like to work with us. But either way, regardless, I would love to hear what your number one takeaway is, anything that you've learned from Sophie and what she has shared. So thank you, Sophie, so much for taking some of your time. I know you have a really busy schedule, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, I mean, guys, Kristin's the bomb. So if you're on the fence, get off the fence. Seriously, because
sitting on the fence hurts.
Yeah, and she's gonna change your life. So and also I learned from Kristin, self-care, man. So I'm also taking time off for the holidays. And I have a team to support me, so I'm good. So
you're planning for a 22K month while taking time off and right before it.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's what life is about, actually enjoying it. So,
yes.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and I hope it was helpful for you all. And yeah, I'm going to get back to writing some content.
All right, get back at it. And thanks guys for coming on, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.